I'm Joe Fryer.
And I'm Savannah Sellers. Thanks for starting your day with us. We're going to begin this morning with the severe weather creating a holiday weekend travel nightmare across the country. In the Southwest, storms spawned this massive tornado. It touched down in eastern New Mexico, but luckily no serious injuries or damage were reported. Well, in northern Texas, a severe storm produced golf ball-sized hail that hit homes and cars.
In the South, the storms were so strong, they ripped part of the roof off of this tornado shelter in western Tennessee. Officials say the interior was not damaged. No one was injured. Mother Nature is not done yet. More storms are forecast for today, threatening to disrupt travel, with airlines still trying to catch up from yesterday. FlightAware reports that on Monday, more than 7,000 flights were delayed and nearly 400 were canceled. Our Angie Lastman is standing by. But first, NBC's Ryan Chandler has the very latest from Dallas.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, Memorial Day not mixing with Mother Nature for a lot of travelers across the country. That's severe weather with just terrible timing during this travel rush as millions of Americans try to get home, causing major delays at some major airports from Denver to Dallas down to Houston. At one point yesterday, the vast majority of flights were stuck on the ground waiting to take off. Denver even issuing a ground stop for a brief period yesterday due to thunderstorms. One of their planes getting struck by lightning. Here in Dallas at one point yesterday, we had more than 200 flights delayed at once, with lines at DFW like I have never seen in my life. Some travelers actually saying they're glad their flight was delayed because they never would have made it through the TSA line if it wasn't. Now today, as that severe weather moves past Texas, it's a different story here at Southwest Hub. People are getting home safe and sound after some miserable few days for holiday travelers, guys.
All right, Ryan, thank you so much. For more on the risk of severe weather today, let's get a look at your morning News Now forecast.
Angie Lastman joins us with all that. Hi, Angie. Good morning.
Hi there, guys. Good morning to you. Ryan just said it. That severe weather moving east. We're going to still see some impactful kinds of locations when it comes to severe storms through the next 24 hours or so. And today, this morning at least, we've already got some of these thunderstorm watches that are up for the first half of the day. They're mainly focused across Mississippi and Louisiana, but they do include New Orleans and Jackson. We've got some thunderstorm warnings as well, and you can see why. Kind of a robust line of thunderstorms working its way east, still waking up to wet conditions across parts of eastern Texas, Houston included in that. So we'll see some kind of delays, a little bit of a slower go on the roadways and such, and maybe at the airports there for the short term. But it's essentially going to be Texas to the Carolina coast that we see kind of the more flood risk impact, as well as the potential for some of these stronger storms to fire up later today across a couple locations. It's parts of Texas and New Mexico that we'll see, and of course across parts of the Gulf Coast, stretching from Georgia back to Mississippi, where we have that slight risk. The good news is our tornado threat is on the lower end. We could see maybe one or two of those, but unfortunately it's the hail and the wind gusts that have that better chance, specifically the hail across parts of Texas, including Del Rio, San Antonio, and Fort Stockton. So something to watch through the day today into this evening. And then we turn our attention to the system moving a little farther to the east. It means heavy rain stretched from the mid-Atlantic back to the Great Lakes. This is going to be kind of impactful when it comes to road travel, maybe air travel, not as much for the severe weather, but more so the heavy rain that will impact your day-to-day activities. Otherwise, the severe risk will be stretched across the Gulf Coast once again for tomorrow. So kind of a rinse and repeat, not quite as robust for those ingredients to be there for us to see more widespread kind of thunderstorms, but still parts of New Mexico and Texas will be included in that. Hail, again, one of those greatest threats. And on top of all that, we saw kind of the flooding concern over the past weekend, and that kind of takes us into today as well. We've got the risk for flash flooding. It's a slight risk for places like Charleston, Montgomery, Alexandria, and Austin, but this is going to last through the day today as we pick up another couple of inches. By the time we get to Thursday, we'll see the chance to see anywhere from 1 inch to 3 inches across much of the southeast. You can see that's where those highest amounts are, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that. Otherwise, big picture look for your Tuesday. We'll see some cloud cover working into the northeast, but it's great conditions expected out west. We've got sunny skies. They had a great weekend there. Plenty more sunshine and warm temperatures to come for our friends there. Unfortunately, for Thursday, it looks like we'll see those wetter and cooler conditions across the northeast, and still dealing with rain for our friends across the southeast, even as we head into the end of our work week.
All right. Out west, the place to be.
Yeah. Shall we? So much rain in the east. Wow. Thanks, Angie.
Got it.
Well, in Philadelphia, at least 2 people are dead and 9 others injured after a mass shooting in a popular park late last night. Police say the shooting began around 10:30 p.m. near a picnic area as people were wrapping up their holiday celebrations. 2 adults, a man and a woman, were pronounced dead. The 9 other injured victims, including 3 teenagers between 15 and 17 years old, were listed in stable condition. The Philadelphia Police Commissioner says that so far no weapons have been recovered.
We have our team up there. Crime scene is now going through, looking at the shell casings. We'll be able to determine, if it was one weapon or multiple weapons. But it's pretty rapid fire, so we're going to be pretty confident that there probably was a switch on this guy.
No arrests have been made, and investigators are still not released any information on any suspects.
A nation is in shock this morning after a car plowed through a crowd of soccer fans in England. Dozens of people were injured as they celebrated Liverpool's English Premier League title win. Before that ramming took place, hundreds of thousands of fans took to the streets yesterday to witness the team's victory parade. Police say they have arrested a 53-year-old British white man who they believe was driving the vehicle. Police also said they're not treating it as a terror-related incident. NBC News international correspondent Raf Sanchez has the latest from a shaken Liverpool and a warning some of the images are graphic and could be disturbing.
Hey there, as you can see, a major police investigation is now underway, trying to understand how this championship parade, a gathering of joy, turned into a real scene of horror yesterday. We're at the bottom of Liverpool's Water Street, and it is here that dark minivan came careening into the crowd a little after 6 p.m. local time yesterday. You had fans of Liverpool Football Club lined up on both sides of the street here. They were celebrating their team's victory in the English Premier League when this van came crashing through. Authorities say nearly 50 people were injured. That includes 4 children. One of those kids was actually trapped underneath the van. Firefighters had to pull that child out when they arrived on the scene. Police are saying that they have arrested the driver of that van. He is a 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area, according to authorities. They are saying they are not treating this as an act of terrorism and that they believe this is an isolated incident. They aren't looking for anyone else. But we still do not understand what exactly happened here, whether it was intentional or to what degree it was intentional, and what potential motivation there was in this case. Authorities have not yet brought charges, but we may learn more. I can tell you we are seeing just an outpouring of condolences from across the world of sports, including from LeBron James, who is actually a part owner of Liverpool Football Club. And the anthem of this soccer team is "You'll Never Walk Alone." I can tell you there is a real feeling in this city today that people are holding each other close and they are supporting each other through this tragedy. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Raf, thank you.
Well, the stalled effort to negotiate a ceasefire in the Russian-Ukrainian conflict is leading to escalating rhetoric between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. The Kremlin and Mr. Trump are trading insults after Moscow continued to pound Kyiv and other Ukrainian cities with drones and missiles for a 3rd straight day yesterday, despite claiming to want peace. NBC's Bianca Fascini has the latest on what it all means for the U.S.-led effort to broker a ceasefire.
Absolutely crazy. Emotional. These are the terms U.S. President Donald Trump and the Kremlin use to describe each other these days. The war of words erupting days after Russia launched several deadly attacks on Ukraine.
I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin.
Following the president's comments, a spokesperson with the Russian government said Trump might be dealing with, quote, emotional overload. It's a significant shift in tone from just last week, when Trump had a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin that he said went, quote, very well, and included discussion on ending the conflict with Ukraine for good. Meanwhile, Ukraine says Russia launched over 700 missiles and drones Sunday, killing at least 18 civilians, including children. One Ukrainian resident says, let the world wake up and see. How long can they bomb children? Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is urging the U.S., Europe, and, quote, all those around the world who seek peace to impose sanctions on Russia, writing on X that they would serve as a guaranteed means of forcing Russia not only to cease fire, but also to show respect. But Putin isn't the only leader Trump currently has harsh words for. On his website, Truth Social, the president writes, President Zelensky is doing his country no favors by talking the way he does. Everything out of his mouth causes problems. I don't like it, and it better stop. Now, it's unclear if President Trump is seriously considering sanctions, but GOP lawmakers here in Washington, like Republican Senators Lindsey Graham and Chuck Grassley, are working on a bill that would impose sanctions on Russia and its allies. In Washington, Bianca Fascini, NBC News.
Thanks, Bianca.
Despite the U.S.-China trade truce, operations for many Chinese factories still have not returned to normal. And that is an issue for many American companies, which initially paused their orders when President Trump announced his 145% tariffs in April. Well, now there's a backlog of orders. And with so much uncertainty, some suppliers in China are now looking for new customers based outside of the United States. CNBC's Beijing Bureau Chief Eunice Yoon has more.
I'm at a factory in the port city of Ningbo. 100% of its products have been selling in the U.S. on Amazon and other retailers. The company says that it's feeling relieved about the U.S.-China tariff truce, but it's hardly business as usual.
Like many other Chinese factories, this maker of outdoor gear and other items has been holding inventory for its U.S. customers who stopped shipments when President Trump hit China with 145% tariffs in April.
Boxes are piled up next to production lines, which the company says is not normal practice. These boxes have been here since January. They were supposed to ship out in April.
For now, most of this factory's clients are trying to rush backlogged orders to the United States during this 90-day pause in the trade war. But some may face delays because of a lack of space on container ships, since so many suppliers here are doing the same thing.
The factory says that it's responsible for all the costs until its products reach that port. Everything else beyond that, it says, is paid for by U.S. importers as well as other American companies, including the tariffs.
For its future, in April, this factory started shipping to new customers outside of the United States.
This area used to be packed with boat awnings that would go to the United States, but all of those headed to Europe.
Unlike the American versions, these European ones, which will be used on lakes rather than the ocean, don't have a protective coating for salt water. Redesigns by a Chinese factory, unsure of what comes next.
These tariff issues have become so sensitive here in China that the company that we visited didn't want to be named in our report, and the factory managers didn't want to appear on camera for an on-camera interview. Joe?
Right. Eunice, thank you so much.
Well, this morning there is a new manhunt underway after another prison break in the South. This time, a former police chief serving decades for convictions on rape and murder charges is now on the run in Arkansas. NBC News correspondent Priscilla Thompson has the latest.
Police in Arkansas on the hunt for this man, Grant Harden, a convicted murderer and rapist. Seen here, the Department of Corrections says, escaping from a prison in Calico Rock Sunday through a sally port, wearing a DOC-style uniform, pulling a dolly.
He saw an opportunity and he took it.
The DOC says it's investigating how Harden got those materials and if he had help.
All it takes is, being able to find a way to get out of this area, and he can be anywhere in the state.
Investigators warn Harden, a former Arkansas police chief now serving a 30-year sentence, is considered extremely dangerous.
Whenever there's an inmate that escapes, especially someone who carries a term like he does, there's always that thought of, they really have nothing to lose.
All right, thanks to Priscilla Thompson for that update. Now, the Arkansas Department of Corrections says they are still actively reviewing that surveillance footage from around the facility as part of their ongoing investigation.
To the south, overnight, police recaptured 3 more escaped inmates from that brazen New Orleans jailbreak, which took place more than a week ago. Authorities arrested Lenton Van Buren in Baton Rouge. It's about an hour from New Orleans. And a traffic stop in a county just north of Houston led to the arrests of Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald. They will now face additional charges related to the escape. As of this morning, 8 of the 10 men who escaped through a hole that was cut in the wall behind a toilet are now back in custody. But the 2 remaining fugitives are both said to be extremely dangerous. One is a convicted murderer. The other is a man who escaped from a different jail back in 2019.
Let's bring in NBC News law enforcement analyst Jim Kavanaugh for more on these manhunts. Jim, good morning. Let's start with the prison break in Arkansas that we mentioned a moment ago. This involves this former chief of police. How do you think that inmate's background in law enforcement factors into the search for him? How much harder could it make it to track him down?
Well, it does give him some advantages, but he's not Jason Bourne or anything. He's going to have some advantages because he knows police tactics and procedure. He knows how patrol shifts work, and he knows a little bit about investigations and so forth. But he's just one man with one brain, and, he has a lot of the same challenges that any fugitive or escaped prisoner has. Physics. He has to eat. He has to have transportation and shelter. I think that police experience coupled with his very violent nature, his murder that he committed on a citizen there was a very brutal crime, and he committed a brutal rape at gunpoint years before that. So he's very, very a brutal guy. He's desperate, got nothing to lose, and he has that police background. So, yes, he has some advantages, but like I say, he's not Superman. He's not Jason Bourne. I think he'll be caught. Let's hope he can be caught before he hurts anybody else.
Jim, this Arkansas escape marks the second high-profile breakout in the same number of weeks. So what kind of review happens at a prison or a jail after incidents like this to make sure it doesn't happen again? We know in New Orleans, of course, there's the allegations of some inside help. But beyond that, what are some changes that could be made?
Well, they've got to tighten up. The sheriff in New Orleans will conduct a review. In Arkansas, of course, the governor will order to director of Commissioner of Corrections to, have a review, a study, what happened, how this guy get out, what were the things we missed. And you got to tighten up. Of course, jails are always short on money, short-handed on their, corrections officers or deputies. And, citizens don't always want to spend a lot of money on jails, but it's a price we pay in society to keep very dangerous people away. And they need to review it. Really, it's a wake-up call to all jails and corrections officers to, recommit. Look at your stuff closely again. There's going to be some gaps and shortfalls. You need to see if you can shore them up. It costs a lot more money and time and effort to chase these guys down than it would be to, maybe install better locks, like in New Orleans, for example, or, change some procedures in Arkansas. Those cost money, no doubt, but in the long run, they cost a lot less. We're just lucky in New Orleans that, this one guy, he decides he's going to go to the French Quarter, where there's more cameras and cops per inch than, in Sing Sing. And, they're not always that smart. So 10 out of 12 caught, only 2 left from the New Orleans break. So let's hope they get caught pretty quick. We haven't had any reports of anybody being seriously injured by these escapees in New Orleans. So that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Let's hope these 2 more from New Orleans and his former police chief are caught in the same vein. Nobody else hurt.
Jim Kavanaugh, thanks as always for your expertise here.
Memorial Day is only one day a year, but for many veterans, the battle for the benefits they've earned by serving their country goes on year-round. This morning, we've got the story of one combat veteran's fight to help fellow vets across the country. He says there's a current federal policy that actually penalizes injured veterans if they retire from military service early. It's called the Wounded Veterans Tax. Now, one senator is leading a bipartisan effort to make sure that wounded heroes get the assistance they need. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Melanie Zanona has the details.
Army Staff Sergeant Dan Nevins was deployed to Iraq as a squad leader when an improvised explosive device detonated beneath his vehicle in 2004.
I remember everything about that day, fortunately or unfortunately.
The blast killed his platoon sergeant and took both of Nevin's legs.
The last sort of vision, if you will. And it was my 10-year-old daughter, but she was all grown up and dressed in white head to toe and walking down the aisle without her dad. And I was like, I'm alive. I have to do something to keep it that way.
After a painful and lengthy recovery, which included 36 surgeries and an 18-month stay at Walter Reed Hospital, Nevin started to live life again, even picking up new skills, like becoming a certified yoga instructor.
I was like, yoga? That, like, wrong dude. it made the nightmare stops.
When he was forced to retire from the military in 2006 because of his injuries, Nevins thought he'd be financially taken care of. But that wasn't the case.
It's a tragedy, really.
Nevins found out about the so-called wounded veterans tax. Under current federal policy, some injured veterans who retire early, often not by choice, get $1 taken out of their retirement for every $1 they receive in disability pay.
I was told I could not receive both. You could either have your retirement or the VA.
Ahead of Memorial Day, Nevins traveled to Washington to advocate for a bipartisan bill that would give all veterans their full retirement and disability pay, calling on the country and Congress to honor its commitment to veterans.
We should keep our promises. I mean, I teach my kids to keep their promises, even when it's not convenient for them.
Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal is leading the effort.
So they're essentially being penalized financially.
They're being penalized for being wounded.
The bill would impact about 50,000 veterans, currently losing out on $1,900 a month because of the policy.
Essentially, it's about simple justice and fairness.
But the legislation is costly and comes at a time when the Trump administration is looking to trim government spending, including at the Veterans Affairs Department.
What the Doge, Musk, Trump slashing and trashing is doing to our Veterans Affairs Department is absolutely unconscionable.
A spokesman for the VA said the agency does not typically comment on pending legislation and vowed there will be no cuts to health care or benefits for veterans. The Department of Defense did not return a request for comment. Nevins now hoping his personal experience will help inspire action.
If it takes sharing a story or like digging up some uncomfortable wounds, then so be it.
Melanie Zanona, NBC News, Washington.
Well, this morning, politicians on Capitol Hill and New Yorkers are mourning the loss of former Congressman Charlie Rangel, who passed away at the age of 94 on Monday. He was known for his years in public service and deep roots in his Harlem neighborhood. He served in Congress for nearly 5 decades, representing a congressional district of majority black voters that was first drawn up in the 1940s. He actually served so long, he earned the nickname the Lion of Lenox Avenue and became one of the neighborhood's biggest champions.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.